Hello, Cancer. I believe this will be my second recording for you. So I'm assuming that whatever I had before was not the best message for you. So this is more than likely something that's more relevant to you at this moment. I'm doing a series on empowering messages for people who may not be feeling very powerful at this time. Given the state of our society and our culture and economic situation, etc., you know. So I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite tarot deck as well as a series of other oracle decks. And we're going to just see what kinds of things want to be addressed. So let's get started. All right, right away, I've got the Five of Pentacles and the Chariot in reverse. Underneath the deck, I have the Devil in reverse. All right. Under that, the Ten of Wands in reverse. So, yeah. Okay, so this to me is someone who is letting go of something that may have been very toxic, something that was kind of binding them, holding them down, something that they may have had a lot of difficulty getting out of. It might have been cyclical in nature, where you might have been able to kind of get away, but then you would always go back. And I see someone feeling as if they were not able to move forward because they were going to lose a lot of finances. All right. Um, and because this is a word of power, I feel like you've already done this. This could also be that you are in the process of doing this. Okay. So, yeah, this is someone that's having some financial difficulties because if they were to leave a situation that is very toxic, very codependent, very binding in nature to things that don't necessarily serve them, because it is all of that, and because their finances are so wrapped up in that, they feel as if they cannot realistically move on. So let's see what wants to come out in the Mermaids and Dolphins. And we'll just add on to that. Okay, we have father healing, and underneath that, contemplation time. All right, so, okay, so you could be a father, or this could be dealing with a father. This could be a mother that's dealing with a father. Um, by father, I mean it could be someone that they share children with. This could be a father who's dealing with a situation where they may be wanting to leave something, but they feel like they can't. This could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be either of those things. But it says that you're healing. You will get personal power that will increase when you deal with any father related issues, and you give that over to source, you give that over to God. So I'm feeling like that could be something that is really impacting you. So this could be um, someone that's trying to, I'm here, maybe leave a father. Maybe they share children and they feel like they can't. And so, or they want to keep a father around for financial provision, for all these different things, and they feel like they're not going to be able to make it financially if they do. This could be a father that's trying to leave a situation, but feels like, he could be destitute in that if he were to move forward. And, the advice is to spend time on your own, really trying to listen deeply to what it is that you really believe. Because sometimes we can hear the voice of fear, and sometimes that's echoed and mirrored in the people around us. And so there may be some other individuals that are getting involved in that. So let's try to clarify this a bit more with a few more messages. All right. So from the mystical wisdom, we have competition under the deck, and then we have knowledge. Okay, seeking knowledge. So there may have been some type of, situation, some external situation that was making this harder. I mean, it could have been a third party situation, but it seems like there's something that you need to get information about in order to help you increase your confidence that you're making the right decision. All right. Um, so, like I said, there could have been, maybe some other external, person or environment that was making this, getting this to this point, or you just need to get information. There's some kind of piece of information that you're missing that will give you the confidence you need to move forward in spite of the risk of being financially destitute. Or even if you know for sure that you would be financially destitute, I'm feeling like whatever this information is, it will give you the confidence and courage to move forward, knowing that you're doing the right thing and removing yourself from this devil energy. I feel like that's tied to this devil energy here that you're needing to break out of, because there might be some secrets or something involved that, like I said, not to beat a dead horse, um, that it will give you that extra that you need. You know what, when I just said that, to beat a dead horse, the chariot card sometimes is depicted by a horse in some decks, and it's in the reverse, and I said beating a dead horse. So for you, for some reason this is popping up to me, this idea that maybe the situation that you're in, you don't know that it's already about to go down and tank, and that you might be at risk of being destitute financially, whether you stay or leave. And so, if you were fully aware that things are not as they seem, maybe financially things are not going as well as you think they are, you may not have as much financial security as you think you do staying in this relationship, you would be more likely, or job, this could be a job in a place of employment, you would be more likely to take that step to listen to your first mind to move forward and get yourself out of this, um, and like jump ship, take a chance, and with your raft or your lifesaver, and give yourself a chance out on the ocean rather than to go down with a sinking ship. There may be a ship that's going down. Yeah, because this other deck, this card just fell out. It says take a risk and venture forward, and it's a ship and it's in reverse. So yeah, I feel like, that ship might be going down. A relationship, employership, whatever you want to say. I don't even know if that's the word, employership. You know what I'm talking about. That might not be doing so hot. And if you were to stay there, you'll end up in the same spot that you are afraid that you would be at if you went your own way and got yourself out of this toxicity. So let's see what the sacred traveler wants to add on. Okay. That's a lot. Okay. I have first light and finding sanctuary. Under the deck, I see the view from above. Okay. Get the big picture. So yeah, this is starting to kind of confirm what I was just saying about you needing to get some information. See, yeah, I think that's probably the information that you don't have, is that things are not okay at home. Thinking this is in the home, because Cancer can be like the sign of home and hearth and nurturing and family. So yeah, you need to get the big picture, because you're not getting all the information about something. And yeah, I feel like you need to really focus on taking time to yourself to see what it is that you want to do, so you could take ownership of whatever happens moving forward, as opposed to just being swept along with what you just are caught up in by association. So you're beginning a new cycle, and it's important that you open yourself to your spiritual source so that you can get the direction and guidance that you need, seek knowledge to get your confidence up so that you can start this new cycle. Because I feel like you're going to go into a new cycle either way. So whether you stay here or you leave this, it's going to happen. But you're being given an opportunity to have a little bit of direction about how you go through this. So it's important to heed that, if I were you. So, Angels of Abundance, I have partnership, and underneath the deck, no more complaining. Okay. So, yeah, this is basically saying to take back your God given power. Don't focus on complaining about the other person and what they're doing or not doing. So, I feel like this ties in with what we're saying about being given a chance to steer the direction that you're going in. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in, failure, or going down with a sinking ship just because you're associated with something or that's doing that. I feel like this is important because your partnerships might be impacting you more than what's necessary. And moving forward, um, it's important to like connect yourself with people who are not toxic. I mean, I know it's a very simple thing, but to say, and it's very difficult because we tend to attract in situations that kind of reflect where we are. And I'm always careful about that because I don't want to like gaslight people and make them feel like, oh, it's your own fault. If you're being mistreated or you've got this going on, it's because there's something wrong with you and you're pulling it in and that's what you get. Because I feel like people who are sensitive and they're in that state and they're just trying to find a way out, like that just makes it worse. They already feel bad enough. Like pointing out that, you're just attracting this to yourself is not helpful. But more so from a power perspective, this is a word of power. This is saying to, take back your power by taking control of the ship that you're on and taking the initiative to get off a ship that's going down. Because sometimes, captains will go down with the sinking ship. Okay. They're supposed to stay and go down with the ship. This is not your ship. This is a ship that you've been kind of put on. And I feel like you've been deceived a bit because you don't have all the information about where the destination is or even who all is on board this ship, just to be honest. You got passengers and stuff that's on here eating your food, sleeping in the whatever, and you know, all over the place. And they may not be up mopping the deck and doing the work, but they're on there somewhere taking up space and doing whatever. And that's not fair to you. And so you need to know I feel like you need to know that it's not all good. It's not all good in the hood. And you're being given a chance to remove yourself because it's not balanced. And I don't think it's giving you a fair shake in the big picture of things. Okay. All right. Let's take a wisdom oracle. All right, we have orphaned in reverse, and then under the deck, come to the edge. So yeah, I feel like there's like a fear of being rejected and left alone and not having a place when you get so used to being in a situation, even if it's toxic, even if it's overcrowded, even if it's all these different things, there could be this sense of like rejection and being left alone and abandoned. And, tying back to this healing card, there could have been some, abandonment issues if you had a father that left the home. And this could be triggering you being in this situation. And so you don't want to leave, or you don't want, if you have children, for them to feel that what you feel that you went through. And so it's causing you to be hesitant to take that risk to remove yourself and go to the edge of what you've known and what you've grown comfortable with and start a new cycle that will lead you to greater abundance, that will lead you to greater peace, better relationships, all of that. It's just getting over that initial hurdle. Let's do a Sacred Rebels card. Okay, we have Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted, and New Birth, Guarded Vigilantly. Under the deck, Free from Judgment and Free to Love. Okay. All right. So the way this is coming across to me is, like I said, there's some information that you're going to have to, one, use your intuition to find, two, maybe do some actual research and see what you could come up with. I feel like if it's been hidden this well, that you probably won't find it if you research it. You might, but I think it's enough. You probably already know if this is resonating with you that, something ain't right. And that's why you're kind of questioning if you do need to leave it, but you're afraid to take that risk because you have so much comfort and provision in this place. It's your home and hearth. But I think it's important at this time for you to be aware that you're moving into a new cycle and that you need to guard this. Um, be the person who's taking authority in your own life. Be the one that's going out and making things happen for yourself, as opposed to just kind of going along with it and letting other people come in, you know particularly with predatory personalities, and come in and take you along for a ride This is you getting on the chariot and steering the direction that you want it to go in, and being aware that this is a very important time for you because you're coming into a new cycle and you're blossoming. You are transforming like a butterfly, and you want to make sure that you give yourself a fair chance to do right by yourself. All right. I feel like um, I feel like you may have felt like you weren't good enough, or that you don't have the skill set, or you may feel like this crippling anxiety, or this sense that, that you just don't have what it takes to make it on your own. And that can happen sometimes in, these kind of toxic situations. But I think taking this first step to just, honestly, the thing that might help you the most is just figuring out that, you know, it's going to go down either way. You might prefer to, that might give you just that little bit of push that you need to go ahead and do it in a way that's affirming of you and that's empowering to you. All right. So let's take a peace oracle out. We have creation, and under the deck, we have gratitude. All right. Yeah. I would say that, if I were you, I would look at this as a time of being thankful that you have an opportunity to create something new. Yes, you may be losing something. Yes, things may be changing. Yes, things may not be, you may not have that sense of comfort and, you know, what you felt like you might have been protected within or guarded, being able to guard against outside elements. I think that if you could shift your perspective to having gratitude, that you can engage yourself in the process, and in doing so have a lot of say so and input about how this plays out, knowing that you can kind of, reduce the impact of like this tower moment that's kind of happening for you, that will be very empowering for you. That is you taking true power for yourself, because you're not going to just let someone basically kind of deceive you in a way into going along with a false sense of reality, a false perception of what's going on. You're going to stand in your own power, create what you want, and thereby take away this person's power to try to make you into a victim of circumstances that may have appeared to be beyond your control. Okay. Alrighty. That's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that was helpful for you. Um, Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.